All right, we're back, trying to narrow this down to the top 3 teams that are going to be going to Championship Sunday here at the Call of Duty World Championship 2015, presented by Xbox. I'm here with Mr. X, one of the most handsome members of the industry. What are we looking for in game number 3?
Thank you, Maven. The third map's going to be an Ascend CTF. Really, Mindfreak needs to mount the comeback. It starts here. No, CTF, I think this is a map that we've seen Ricky actually perform some amazing flag runs on. Going to be looking for him to control the objective for that Prof lineup. You see Classic, he leads Prophecy in slaying during group play with 35 kills per 10 minutes. That's a pretty high rate. I know really going to look for, see if he can get some consistency out of his gameplay, because up and down all weekend long, I think for Classic, kind of the story out of him. But for Mindfreak, really, just put one complete game together. You know, the S&D, you got to throw that one away. Didn't play too good. That first respawn, no, you were slaying with Prophecy, just not able to lock it down, get that time. And this one, I think if you can put together a full 10 minutes, a good game, you can win this one, get some momentum back in your favor. And then Uplink, I think, no, Prophecy not the strongest in that game mode. You have a very realistic chance of winning that one too.
All right, I'm going to kick it with Shocks. We haven't been giving him nearly enough love throughout this one. We'll see what he can get done here. He looks like he's going to be the player playing kind of slow here to watch anyone cross. So I am actually, here we go. We have a player pushing forward.
Let's go somewhere.
He should get eyes on with someone. Just a second. That's what he was waiting for. The push from this side. He's able to get it. Now he's going to push underneath. He has one player above. He should be the man to go and cover this flag carrier, as that was several down for Prophecy. This is going to be Dins inside the base. He sees one. Not able to win that gunfight. I'll go back to Shocks, as he was also in and around the base. He's going to drop as well. So good defensive stand we're going to get there from Prophecy early on.
But it's the same issue I think they had on Hardpoint. They're just kind of flooding in one by one, so they get a bunch of kills in their favor, and then instead of waiting for teammates to really make one strong, good effort and try and get the flag, see Dens go in one by one with Shocks. They both get taken out, and now Prophecy with a good chance to counter.
How is Ricky still alive? The movement there was absolutely incredible. The route amazing as well, but you see the spawn coming in. At circle, they're going to be pushing out. There's going to be 3 able to hit the flag carrier. Let's see if they can stop the flag carrier. Ricky's going to be last alive. He is going to be able to punch you through, despite the fact that they got the favorable spawn and got to the flag so quickly.
Yeah, but now look, you see Mindfreak on the counter pull. They're going to be bringing that flag up the middle, and Shock's going to be able to answer that one back. So Mindfreak able to get some momentum in this series, but now, I talked a little bit about it before. You know, Ricky has some of the best flag runs on this map. Going to be looking for him to put on a show, and he has that flag.
All right, well, kicking it with Shocks here. He just saw Classic in his eyes. Nice shots coming there from the ASM-1, able to pick that up. He's wrapping back for defense. He sees his flag got pulled. Teammate able to clean that up. 3 down right now for Prophecy. Ricky is going to be your only man up. I'm going to switch over to Ricky, see if he can play a little bit of defense right now. He did rotate back to his flag. Gets one. That's a tough fight with the ASM-1. He is eventually going to fall. Going back to Shocks, who's on a 3 streak and 4 and 2. And, oh, God, I thought he was about to turn on Classic.
Yeah, almost able to turn on Classic right there. And we go on board with Bose next time through the respawn. Love to see what he's using in this game. Starting off 4 and 5. Want to see if he's going to be running that AR role for this Prophecy lineup. So Bose going to be the AR. Is Mochilla going to be using an AR as well? See if they're running a 2-bow setup. We can check and see if he's going to be doing that. But a lot of teams I think we see using those 2-bow setups on this map. Going to be looking at Ricky and Classic to really put that pressure on. And when you have 2 submachine gun setup, you need to have those players work in unison together. We're going to see them flood pretty much, I would say, the light side of the map, so the right side away from tunnels. And they're really going to be putting some good pressure through that zig area.
All right, Moch kind of just being the man to play defense right now, but he should have eyes over the player. Going to be able to get the return there as well, as that was 3 down. Now the aggression coming. I think he's going to get caught as soon as he gets the flag. He is, but still some momentum coming right now for the members of Prophecy. We've got Ricky. Stuns out, able to tag up one, picks up that kill. Good awareness there from Ricky. His teammates get one as well. And, oh, almost able to dismantle the player there, but he will drop. Still a 1-1 tie with 2 left to play. Who do you want to watch, Matt?
You know, we can go on with Shocks. He's actually going to be trying to push up towards this map. Actually, there's going to be players surrounding him. Prophecy putting some good pressure on the Mindfreak base, and they have to be careful. You know, if they don't get out of their own base, Prof eventually going to pinch them in there, be able to get an easy flag out, and Shocks picking up 2 huge kills right there, destroying Mochilla on the second one. And right now, Mindfreak, they need to, you know, get aggressive on the map. I mean, we've seen them play tons of defense. They need to push up. They got that 1 cap because of a counter. You're going to need to see them get on the aggressive side of things and really push Prophecy back.
All right, let's switch over a little bit here. We have Classic and Moch leading the way. Classic is 11 and 6 right now in the slaying department, able to pick up one here mid-map.
We get some IMR action.
As he does have the IMR, he should be able to line up another one here. Nice shots coming in. He gets a couple mid-map, and that's going to free up the rest of his team to push forward. We're going to have Ricky leading the way. There's 1 player to beat here for a flagpole, and what a great defensive stand from Fida. He gets 2, Shocks gets 1. The Prophecy push gets shut down. Shox also with the flagpole. Who does he have to beat here, Matt? It's looking pretty strong. Who's in the back? I had him highlighted for a second. I'm going to go on with Classic here, as he's going to be the one that has the only man standing to deal with this.
Oh, and Classic's going to have to make a big play for Prof. He's going to get one. Is he going to be able to get the second? He's going to get stunned. Looks like Mindfreak inches away from putting it in. They're shut down. It's going to be Bose with the return.
Wow, what a return.
Counter. Beautiful play there by Bose. Bose still alive with the Mindfreak flag. Needs to get out of the base, but that is a huge game-changing play out of Embos.
Well, it's going to be Mochilla, but Bose was the one with the big play. It's a flag. Going to fall to Moch, and he can't win that gunfight. The return going to come from Vida. And that was Moch. You know, he needed to get to his teammates there. Unfortunately, he had one member of Mindfreak in his way. We are on with Classic now, who's going to be watching mid-map. Can he win this gunfight? Pretty tagged up. He is going to back down. Needs some support here from his squad mates as they look at the top half of the map. I feel is where all the action has gone down. You've seen so much aggression out of Prophecy, but they've only been able to turn it into one cap.
Right. You know, you saw Mindfreak. They were able to get their one cap out of a counter play, but you know that
other than
last
that, though,
it's very difficult. I mean, that last play right there, Classic in perfect position, just wasted a lot of time. Was able to pick up the flag carrier, then just caused a huge distraction trying to jump down, trying to stomp on the next player. Bose able to grab the flag and return it. For Prophecy able to keep this as a 1-1 game. I mean, you're Mindfreak. You kind of felt the game was going to kind of tilt in your favor at that point, and Prof just stole all that momentum away.
Well, again, like I said, what 70% of the game took place on Mindfreak's side. At least it's what it seemed like to me. They were really in control, but again, they didn't turn into many caps here for Prophecy. But they do get 3 kills off the break. Let's see if they can add to this. Who are you picking for this game? It's tied up. It's the second half.
I think Prophecy, they have a very good CTF game. I'm going to be looking for Ricky to be able to get another flag out of that Mindfreak base at one point, and then if his teammates can pick up those cuts mid-map, gonna look for Ricky to create with that flag. Sometimes he brings it all the way down to bottom, then wraps it all the way back up through the top tunnels. So very creative with the routes on Ascend. That's what I love about this map. So many different spots you can run the flag.
All right, Ricky here gonna be able to get a pull. Bose picks up the player that might have been challenging him, but there was one more at home. I'm gonna switch to Bose. He was the one to deal with it, but not able to shut down. It's gonna be Uzo and crew with a pretty good defense there as they are going to lock it down. Nice shots coming in. Not able to clean up that play. He actually is able to clear that player, but there's still more pressure coming in. And this is what we saw last game. There's so much pressure for Prophecy.
You can't do this if you're Mindfreak. You got to push out of your base because right now you see every engagement they're winning is in their own spawn, but they're not able to push out. And eventually,
here
Prophecy, they're going to trap them in. And you see here's the first aggressive push we're seeing out of Mindfreak here. They're going to stun that right-hand side. It's going to be Shox grabbing that flag, but you see 3 Prophecy players trailing him as he tries to work this one down. Lightside might be able to get away. One player chasing. Buzzo's going to be able to pick up Ricky. This should be a flag cap. Going to go in favor of Mindfreak, so they're going to go up by 1 flag here. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Huge play out of Shox, and you see the good things that happen when Mindfreak goes on the offensive. They just need to keep playing aggressive here in this last 3 minutes.
It's almost like they're playing for the counter kind of. They're waiting to get a defensive stand in their base, get 3 or 4 down, and then flood out. That's how their caps are coming in right now.
They have the talent to outslay. I mean, that first map, they displayed it on that hard point. They played absolutely phenomenal. Just weren't able to get those kills that got them chunks of time. You see 2 players from Prof. They're going to be putting pressure down through tunnel. Classic was able to get 1 down there. He's going to be shut down. You see Fida, though, he's in perfect position to make a pull, but Prophecy going to win all the battles at the Mindfreak base. So now it's all going to come down to Fida to really hold this one down for Mindfreak, but Ricky goes right above him. I don't think Fida knew where he was, and you see Ricky juking Fida with the flag right there, and we talk about it a lot. You know, Ricky makes some amazing plays with the flag in CTF.
Fida just had no idea what to do there. He got stuck. He wanted to get the flag pulled in. He's like, oh God, I have to rotate back. I have to stop this. He didn't even get shots on the flag carrier.
Well, Ricky went down with the flag, and then that blip probably came up on Fida's screen, and he was distracted by where it was instead of just keep looking up top, which is where Bose ran. Ricky ran it. He was able to put that one in, and Moch, he's going to run this one in, and that is unfortunate for Mindfreak right there. Should have been able to hold on that 2-1 lead. They need to keep putting that pressure on, though. They can't get too defensive.
A lot of movement there by Bose. That was disgusting. Nice 2-piece.
A lot of teams, when they get down, Maven, they start to get a little bit defensive. They feel they can't give up another cap. But at that point, you need to just keep putting the pressure on play to win those stalemate engagements and really to keep applying that pressure, go for the win.
Oh, there it is.
Uh-oh.
Body shots coming in from Bose. He's feeling good right now. He's 18 and 20. He's on a 3 streak right now. Coming up with big kills as we're going to see another cap go in here. Well, we should in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the return,
Or
and
not.
actually not going to go in. It's going to be Mindfreak. They're going to be able to return it. Fight is going to try and pull that one up light side. Moch, he has a huge battle right here, and Bo's able to help him out. You see the teamwork of Prophecy coming into full effect there. Something we really haven't talked about either. You know, Classic doing a nice job in the slaying department. We said we needed him to show up big, and he's coming up huge here. 27 and 18 currently. Still enough time
He's had a
to
great
add those
series.
stats. He's
Really,
had a
really good
phenomenal series.
All right, he is in the base right now of Mindfreak. His teammate's going to be the flag carrier. Bo's going to be the one with it. He needs help from Classic. Ricky gets one as well, and they are out. But you see the players. I'm going to highlight them now at the top of the map. It's Shock and Dense. They're the ones going to be the best position to stop this. I'll stick on with the flag carrier. I'll keep him highlighted, as he's actually going to go for a pull. He'll get a big kill there as well, as you can see, and that's going to be Shocks that's going to be out. He's going to be countering. They only need one, so let's see if the return can come in up top. It's going to be Bose. He's going to drop. Is he going to be able to hold this off as they're flooding in for the return? Ricky gets one big kill. He's weak, but able to get away. Look at the movement right now as he is just running the member of Mindfreak in circles. Still alive. Can he win the gunfight? No, there is going to be the return, but I believe the flag was returned on the other side as well.
Yeah, the flag was returned on the other side. Ricky just able to waste enough time. It's going to be up to fight it here. 20 seconds left, trying to run up the mid-map. He's going to be shut down. Denz, though, he's going to be able to keep that flag alive. Ricky, though, with another big play, maybe.
That, I think,
Ricky,
is it.
19 and 26, but I mean, the plays that he made here in CTF really took the game over.
I thought, if that wasn't for Ricky dancing around there and just wasting, what, 3 to 5 seconds there, I think they're able to get the return. I think they tie it up.
Fida picks up that two-piece. He gets that return. They tie that one up. We're going into an overtime, so huge plays out of Ricky and CTF. Talked about it. That's what we were looking at coming in. He showed up. Classic showed up all series long. Prophecy looking extremely strong.
What a great series. You know, we were feeling Mindfreak. I was on the Aussie bandwagon. I was going to be rooting for them to pull this one out, but unfortunately, they cannot beat the wall. That is Prophecy. They have taken this series. Next up, they will be taking on FaZe Red to get a spot in that top 3 going into Championship Sunday here at the Call of Duty World Championship. That one's going to be excellent. But what can you take for this from this? Shout out to Mindfreak, making it as far as they did. Great
played
stuff.
Great. I mean, in the first hard point, no, they slayed out. They just weren't able to get those kills to really lock down good chunks of time. I mean, they played it great. I mean, they rotated early. They were in great positions, just weren't able to win the important engagements. Gave a lot of time to Prophecy. The S&D, you kind of washed that one away. Prophecy, a very talented S&D squad. Then the CTF right there. You know, 1 or 2 plays go in their favor. I mean, you know, you can't really stop Ricky when he's got that flag and he's making those types of plays. It's very difficult to track down. Just really took the game over. Classic stepped up big in that last one. But you know, talking a little bit about going forward, this next matchup, this FaZe Red versus Prophecy, ton of storylines going into this one. Enable, former teammate of Mochilla, you know, they split because Enable thinks there's a better chance he goes on to have success with FaZe Red. Now they find themselves here made up. I mean, Ricky teaming with Parasite last year, 4 COD champs, did not qualify. So there's got to be some animosity there, not ending the best last year. So tons of great storylines going in this next match.
Yeah, the storylines are excellent, but down analysis, we do have the best caster from down under, Bioacid, along with Rambo Ray. Let's get their thoughts.
Thanks, guys. Obviously, that matchup just then, Mindfreak up against Prophecy Ray, 3-0, and you know, Mindfreak obviously trying to dig deep, but it seems every time they're up on Alpha, so you get 3-0 by another team.
It was a close game, to be fair. Like, Mindfreak played well. They slayed, like you were saying, the entire time. They're keeping up and slaying, and that's a big part of the kind of like the region differences is North America always seems to be able to outslay the other regions very easily, but that wasn't the case here at all.
Yeah, the last 3 series, indeed, Mindfreak have been keeping up that slaying department, which of course allowed them to beat TK at Adverse, the Prophecy team right now, but you know, that hardpoint game, it was a close game in regards to slay. It was only about a 34-point game overall in the different scores side of things, so you know, it's interesting to see how it all played out, and again, that CTF, you know, that slaying side of things we saw once again.
Exactly, and the hard point was kind of very close. Like you said, it was only a 30-point lead, but, Mindfreak was down 60 at the half, and Ricky was like 24 and 11. So that's where really like they were close the entire time, but from that point on, they were just behind. They were kind of lagging from behind the entire time.
Yeah, Ricky did go on that 6 kill streak in Yellow in that first rotation around and sort of just like started setting the pace a little bit for that Prophecy team. And obviously, after being 1-0 up into a series, heading to an S&D match as well, these guys are sort of feeling the momentum behind them. Feeling pretty confident, and at the same time, you know, Mindfreak, you would have thought it came a bit more hot off their last 2 series wins. But you know, what do you all think of that hardpoint game? You know, like, the slaying wise was obviously there, but
I wrote it down. They actually outslayed Prof by 4.
Wow.
So it was, I mean, it's super close. 4 kills isn't much, but they still outslayed him. So saying that is kind of a good thing, but they did lose by 35 because of that.
Definitely that slaying power is still there. It's just the fact that the rotation, they did get on the rotation earlier a few times, we noted as well, during that hard point on Detroit, but it's just the same point, you know, they couldn't set up as nicely as they wanted to and lock it down, and every single time the Prophecy team just came at them, were breaking in, breaking through, and taking over the hard point control.
Right, and especially on the second half, we saw them kind of have the early rotation, but they were never able to hold it for very long, and like that's kind of what it was. It was a 60-point lead for Prof at the half.
Yeah.
Then they were kind of like slowly munching away at it, but it was always like 35 to 25, and it never really came to a point where they got a solid control of a hard point for 60 seconds, and that ended up being in for them.
Ended up going to an S&D terrace after that, and obviously, you know, it was in favor of the Prophecy team, but you know, they managed to pull a few rounds there in between, but at the same time, you know, a 6-2, I believe that finished up at. So
yeah,
you know, some big points to be in there.
It was rough. Basically, Machilla, Classic, and Embos were 4-1, 4-1, and 3-1 after the first 3 rounds. Once you go up 3-0 in the S&D, it's like you kind of reach that threshold where it's like you feel like you can give up a few rounds and you can try different things. And especially for a team like Prof, which has a very strong S&D core players, Embos, Ricky, and I believe Machilla also known for S&D. They're very known for the S&D play. Classic, not so much, but Classic made plays as well. I mean, like, he stepped up here and played very well. We also saw the Ricky almost 1v3ing. That would have been a 4-0. That would have been it at that point.
Oh, no, it would have been.
But that was such a sick play. Like, the second shot when he was falling through the roof, oh, man, I was like, oh.
During the first few rounds in that S&D as well, we did see Mindfreak players, you know, they were in a 1v3, I think 2 or 3 rounds in a row, and that's sort of like where they got the early lead off. After that, sort of switched around a little bit when they got a first blood, was when we saw their first rounds come into play as well. So it was 3-1 before the team of Prophecy did manage to grab another 2 rounds. And of course, again, you know, Mindfreak did answer back, and the overall score with that one was a 6-2 game. You know, like the last round was,
yeah, we got to talk about
it was pain. I don't want to talk about it.
Yes, no, you can say it. You can say it. Come on, you can say it.
It was painful to watch. It really was. You know, both them players challenging. Who was it? Classic, who was in there?
It was Ricky. Ricky was 1v2.
You know, just
yeah, it basically, like, to talk about that situation a little bit more, it went to a point where Ricky planted a bomb as 1v2. He kind of slipped away from the 2 players. The first player on Mindfreak saw him, but instead of kind of using their advantage, because Ricky was further away from the bomb, the Mindfreak players were between Ricky and the bomb site, so they could kind of give up on the kill at that point and just play the bomb site, play the time, play your advantage.
It forced him to come to them.
Yeah, but basically they ended up doing the complete opposite. They just challenged him in through a very linear line of sight, so Ricky just kind of had 2 easy kills.
Yeah, he was just laying there waiting for these guys like a snake in the grass, like to say, from back home. But, you know, heading into game number 3, CTF on Ascend, just as we saw it just finished up beforehand. They're looking all right heading into the second half. You know, it was a very close game. And again, the slaying was there for both teams.
Right, and it's also, I want to really note that what really was interesting to me was the IMR from Classic. That's something to me that I'm really curious as to why we're not seeing that much more yet, especially for the slow players that kind of like sit around, like to play defensively. The IMR has such a really good range on the fight. So like, especially a map like Ascend where those middle hallways are kind of long, and if you want to play defensively, you kind of see the players from far away, so it gives you a better chance in the battle to get those kills quickly. And we saw that, like, Classic was setting up everywhere in the middle of the map, lining up those kills, and he was getting 2 or 3 pieces of the IMR, and I feel like that it felt like Mindfreak had a hard time pushing through those choke points because of that.
Yeah, obviously, you know, it was a situation, and we saw Embos, you know, rubbing in a little bit there on some of the Mindfreak players. We're sort of thinking if they lose this now, then we're bringing that up. But
yeah, no, exactly. That's the point. When you're shooting bodies with a minute and a half, and there's a 1 flag game, I mean, you're kind of getting a bit ahead of yourself, right?
And then they managed to grab another flag, I believe, and, you know, push away a little bit more. So it was a very intense game. But again, you know, we mentioned a few times that's overall slaying. You see it in your replay. You know, Ricky here trying to get this play caveat, just getting stopped shy of that point. And he managed to get the left player came across. They still managed to get that return in the end. But it still wasn't enough for the Mindfreak players, and they just couldn't capitalise overall in regards to the series. And we saw 3-0 to the Prophecy team.
Right, and to me, like, that's the biggest thing between regions, and it's almost weird to say, but it almost seems like North America always seems to come up clutch in a situation they need to come in, and I can't explain that. I really just can't. There's nothing. It just seems to have, like, they have the mojo. I don't know what we would call the mojo.
Do you feel that clutches tend to, you know, really intense and close matches tend to happen a lot more over in the NA side of things compared to other regions, maybe?
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, that's very valid. The fact that they enter those situations much more than the other regions do. Yeah, that's
so
very true.
So sort of know what needs to be done at the right time, right moments, and what play.
I don't necessarily think there's like something. A lot of these clutch plays come down to situational plays that you don't see that often. So I think the like kind of repetition is not really something here. It's more reactionally. They just instinctively know that this is what they need to do at the time, and they just they put all their effort into getting that kill, and they get that kill. And that's basically something at the end there. We saw Mindfreak had a chance to maybe tie it up, like the caster deck said, and they just weren't able to do it. So
No, they weren't able to finish it off and close it
a
out
mystery.
there. So
It's a mystery.
Prophecy will end up taking that one out, and I believe they'll go into first phase red now to
Correct.
find out who will progress on through, and that will be now the team of Mindfreak up against Automatic Reload in that sixth
match, yeah.
decider match. So ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. When we come back from the short break, it will be another alpha match. I believe that will be that phase red team up against Prophecy up next.
Call of Duty Heroes, a combat strategy game. Level up and unlock new rewards across 3 intense game modes. Command classic Call of Duty Heroes. Precisely control devastating kill streaks to overpower your enemy's base. Download Call of Duty Heroes for free now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Call of Duty Championships 2015 presented by Xbox. I'm Bioacid, joined by the first ever cast-off winner. It is going to be Chance. He won his trip here to cast live at this event. Chance, how's it been so far the last 2 days?
Really been great so far. Been really relaxing, work with a bunch of great guys down there on the Bravo, Charlie, and Delta streams, even driving a little bit for the Echo. Everyone's been great so far from both MLG, Activision, and Xbox. Everything's been going absolutely amazing. Can't speak any more highly of it, and now I'm just absolutely incredibly nervous to be hanging out on Alpha Stream.
I'm Jordan you right there, mate, but definitely an experience nonetheless for a first-time caster like yourself being here. Now, next up here on the Alpha Stream at the main stage, it is going to be the 3rd and 4th place teams right now going head-to-head, who are still trying to fight their way and compete for that prize money, of course, and a share of $1 million in the prize pool. And it's going to be the team of Prophecy up against the opposition side of things of Phase Red. Now, just remember that the Prophecy just came off a win up against Mindfreak 3-0, so they're hot right now. Obviously, Phase Red, you know, they come off a victory as well of their own right, but they had to have a little bit of a break. So, you know, the the heat's still there with Prof. I'm sure FaZe Red will bring their A game as they always do, though. And obviously the winner of this match coming up will verse the loser of the match tomorrow morning between Denial and the team of Revenge in that winners bracket, the winners bracket match that was still to come. But you know, what a match that these guys have been playing, and what an outstanding performance all these teams have had so far. But we've just got to focus on these two teams right now. So Prof and FaZe Red, how are you sort of feeling it's going to be?
I don't know. Both these teams actually lost to Team Revenge, and since then they've both been able to run their way through the losers bracket. So this is going to be the final matchup, and they might be able to get their revenge on them tomorrow. But now we're going to be taking a look at your Prophecy lineup right now. We are on board with Ricky, the Turtle himself, who finally got a haircut, and he looks great so far right now. Doing absolutely amazing so far. Great search and destroy player, all that. Mochilla, the backpack, another great player as well. Been having a pretty good champ so far, and him and Class are going to be kind of the partial duo for the team. You're going to have Ricky and Embos be their other duo. And there you see Marcus Embos Money B himself looking like a straight up thug right there. Anger for the camera, another great search and destroy player, been playing phenomenally. And then finally you have Classic. Classic along with Moch have been doing quite a bit of slang. I think Ricky showed up and had a great hard point, but Classic is definitely a guy sort of like your X factor for the team. And if he shows up, Prophecy is going to be able to take it to FaZe Red.
Of course, you also have the opposite side of things with that FaZe Red squad, who are going to be going head-to-head with, and these guys obviously getting set, ready for action. Load that up in your moment, feel it all. But, you know, Prophecy, I feel that these guys are on hot right now. Obviously, being the 3-0 win, they're very much feeling it alive, and, you know, very much feeling that these guys can keep on going through this losers bracket side of things. But right now you see Slasher from that FaZe lineup, of course, one of the 4 key members of this team. The rest of the players, of course, as well. You know, I'm excited to see how this match is going to play out, and, of course, in the best-of-5 series. Pushing on to the next player now, of course, Aches as well. Now, Aches is here to try and get himself another championship title. He wants to keep that one in his reigns, as most championships want. I think he's on 19 right now, and of course, being a former world champion as well, he wants to add to that, as does Parasite. Parasite winning back in 2013 with that Freako Impact lineup, and of course, Aches last year on Cole. So these guys obviously here and very much alive. Enable, one of the other players too, who are here and meaning business. He has been performing so well in the last season so far in AW. One of the key slayers, I feel, for this game coming up with his FaZe Red and Prophecy lineups.
Yeah, exactly. So heck of a matchup we're going to be having here shortly. The first map is actually going to be Hardpoint on retreat as soon as these players get ready, good to go. And I don't even feel comfortable trying to make a prediction for this. Both teams have been playing so well lately, and both teams have all the power. They're good at absolutely everything. Prophecy you might give a slight edge to in Search and Destroy, and FaZe Red you might give an edge to in the respawns, but honestly, any single map could really go either way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break while these teams get ready and set up for this action here on the main stage. Do not go anywhere when we come back. It will be that FaZe Red squad up against Prophecy.